Perfect. All right, awesome. So I'm super excited. Today is day 3, and but just you and I, you can always ask me questions in the middle of this, so it can be more specific as well, which is super beautiful. And then people on the replay, you all can ask questions if you want. After, and I'll still answer. So basically, how to create offerings to grow your tribe around the globe. And I basically just created like 5 steps to this, and I even threw in the sales process or enrollment process as well. So it makes it pretty simple for everyone watching. But the 3 ways is to grow a business, and I talk about this a lot, but it's really, really important just to like drill into your head. There's only 3 ways, is through a membership. So a membership service, which I have with my No Name container, where I do 2 calls a month, and we have like a private Facebook group. And so that's like one way to grow an income. The other is to offer a service. So that's like basically offering consulting, advising, like whatever that may feel like that's that one. And the third one is to offer a product. So that's like very basic business 101, like even multinational corporations, that is every business that ever exists.
3 things.
Yeah. And a great business always has all 3. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to start out with like, oh my God, I need to get a membership, a product, and a service. Like, it's just to have an idea in your mind, like when you're going down the road of like that you can have different products, different things that you're aligning to or creating. And a more advanced version of once you get into this is you start to have affiliate marketing. So people that will actually be getting they're like selling your service or your product or your membership, or they believe in what you're doing so much that they become an affiliate of the brand or vision that you're in, and they will actually they grow your business, but they get a percentage for growing your business. So it's not even just you. And the other thing is network marketing, but network marketing is definitely more product based. So let's say something like if you end up getting like if you have like a bunch of sunglasses or like a CBD or phone cases like that you can end up like having, and you can create like a marketing place for it, that if someone sells so much of something, they get X percentage of it and they grow up in the part, but then basically you have a whole group of people that are selling like a product of what you believe in. And most of the time that's more advanced. So I'd say that's probably after like you've been in business for like 5 years that you'd even start thinking about that, most likely. I mean, you can do it on a small scale for sure, but I'm talking about like a very, very large scale. You'd want to probably wait and just get settled with like your own membership service product. So that's really important to look at. Any questions with that, Esteban?
No.
Yours would basically be a product base, like right away.
Oh, okay.
Because you could have that, or the only thing you could do is you could have like a membership of people join a membership, let's say, for X amount of whatever, and that means that they maybe get like either like a digital piece of art. I don't know if you do digital art, or you could actually like do an art that they get, or it could be like every 6 months they get 3 pieces of art or something like that. Like you could have it be in a rotation like that, but that way it'd be a membership where people are like consistently like, okay, I'm ready to get your new collection or your new art or whatever it is.
And we're talking about a membership over Facebook?
Yeah, you could do it over Facebook. That one you wouldn't even really need a Facebook group. Honestly, you could have a Facebook group, but all you'd have to do is really say like, hey, I'm launching a membership group where if you sign up every 6 months, I mail you 4 pieces of art, and it's X amount of money to be involved in this. And then you could be in a Facebook group or not. But that way it's reoccurring revenue for you.
Okay.
Hello, Gabby. The next thing is that when you're creating offerings, you want to set a launch date, like behind the scenes, not like everyone out there, but you want to set your own launch date of like, okay, so August 13th, for example, I can share with you, like I'm launching, that's the day I'm going out with like a 90-day thing to help people go from like zero in their business to creating like a fully sustainable business. And it's a 6-month program. So like, I already have that. I already have like how I'm going to be sharing things and like starting with that. So that's like something that you can start looking at as well. Like this is the date where I'm doing something, and this is like the launch strategy I have with it. So that's kind of what we talked a little about, like creating content consistently and all that stuff. But this is actually the launch strategy, the offering strategy. that's going to allow you to then implement the tactical part of it. So it would be like, how many times am I posting a week? Like, am I going to be doing videos? Like, am I going to be looking at maybe being on magazines or podcasts? Like, what are some of those other marketing tools or texts that I could use to get my voice out there or known for what I'm doing?
Okay.
So that's that part for it. Gabby, do you want me to repeat the first part too, Gabby?
No, it's cool, Hannah. I'll watch the film back. I'll
Okay.
watch the replay.
Perfect. So yeah, it's really important once you have the launch date, like whatever that it is, that's what we've talked about. So like write it on a piece of paper, like get like a little table and be like, okay, my launch date, you know, is August 13th or is whatever day it is. And basically from that, be like, okay, here are the things that I'm launching every week, or here are the things that I'm going to like do 2 posts this week. And these posts are going to be on this part of what that program is and this part, what it is. Like, do I need to create a graphic that's on canva.com, canva.com, which is free? Do I need to create a graphic of like what it is I'm looking to launch? Like for an example, mine would be like, this is for, you're looking to travel the world, you're looking to create a social business, you're looking to understand social media. This is not for you if you don't want to have a business, if you're not here to impact the world. Like those are not like, I would like make maybe a little thing like that would post that for people so they would know, like, okay, you're like, actually, yeah, those things are me, those things are not me, so it's not for me. So it's good just to know that. And a lot of times too, whether you do a video or whatever, like is there an author that I really read, or is there a video that I've seen on Facebook or YouTube that I really like that resonates with my launch strategy, with what I'm trying to offer to people, that shows like backing of I'm not the only person doing this. So like for me, I really like a lot of Dr. Brené Brown. I love this guy Simon. He talks a lot about your why. So these are like people that I can sometimes quote or use to be like, hey, like this is also important because I'm showing from a huge expert, global expert on my offer of why this is. Does that make sense? Gabby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And step number 3 I put, which I know is like, may seem like super, super simple, but I really feel like it's so, it may feel like it's super simple, but it's so important, is stick to the plan. Once you make the plan, stick to the plan. Don't really like, I want to get creative and I want to do this today, or I want to just do this content instead. Like once you have the plan, stick to the plan. That's very, very hard sometimes because as creatives, we're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this or whatever it is. But yeah, just stick to it. Okay. The next thing is that you just post one time. So I always suggest, like we went over like each of you on your pages, I always suggest using your personal page, especially when starting out, as your main page. And then you can share whatever you put on your personal page to your business page, to your Facebook group, to your Instagram. But I always suggest your personal Facebook page. And the reason why is because, or your personal Instagram page or whatever that it is that all of us who are involved with this, like even though we're doing different things, people that know and trust us are going to be the most likely to buy first. And sometimes we have like things like, oh my God, my friends are going to think I'm selling them, or my friends or whatever. Sometimes your friends may feel that, sometimes they may not. Sometimes your friends may be genuinely interested in what you're doing. Like I know some of my friends, like I have some extraordinary friends that are like healers or do different things. Like I'm more excited to buy from them because I trust them. I know that they're going to deliver. I know that I'm going to get my value like above whatever I pay because they're going to like deliver so much. I know that they already know me, so there's things they like. So like I think it's really important to start looking at, like, instead of being like, oh, I can't post to my Facebook page, or it needs to be separate or whatever. But like when you have a lifestyle business, like it's not separate from your personal life. There's no separation in life. And if you're creating that separation, I would ask you why. So it's really, really important to look at that. That's a belief system structure as well. So like before you post, if you're already feeling nervous to post, you're like, oh my God, I don't know if it's good enough. Like that energy isn't good energy to post in. That energy isn't fun energy to post in. So I'd really ask like why you even would be posting in that energy. If that makes sense. Okay, so we've done the posting, we've done like how to write the post, the call to action. The next thing that I really wanted to talk about was sales and enrollment, the scary topic for everyone. I feel like, oh my God, like how am I going to actually sell people or enroll people? And a lot of times people have a bad word with selling. Like I always say, like every time that you sell, you have to think that you actually are being selfless because you're allowing someone to get uncomfortable in their life and you're allowing them to create growth because growth never occurs in comfortability. So even if I've had like large investments of people like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know if I can do this investment or it's like scary. I'm like, this investment shouldn't feel like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like this is super scary. I don't know how I'm going to make this back, but the investment should feel a little bit uncomfortable. And if it's not feeling a little bit uncomfortable, especially if it's like a growth or even like a high-end product, like it's probably then not truly for them and you wouldn't really want them to buy it anyway. Does that make sense? Gabby?
Yeah, I really like that way of thinking about it. Yeah, it's really helpful.
You have to remember, like it's truly a disservice to it's a disservice to not offer something to someone that you know can be transformative. So like even your paintings, like, you know, if you know someone's like going through a hard time and you create this beautiful thing that you know would go with them, like it's a disservice to not offer them it. Okay, so when you're posting consistently and when you're creating call to actions and like all the stuff that we've talked about before, sales is very, very simple. It has like a 3-step process. It's super, super simple. It's super easy, like literally a 3-step process. So step number 1 is you're desiring to create desire in other people. So through your lifestyle, through your life's work, through what you're sharing, all you're doing is desiring to create desire. You're creating desire in other people. That's it. Like they're seeing something, they're like, oh my God, I've never thought that. And you're consistently showing it. So you're consistently creating the same desire over and over and over. So whether for me, it might be freedom or travel, but I'm consistently creating that desire of freedom or travel and impact. Those are like I'm consistently creating those 3 things. And from those 3 things, that creates curiosity from people. So when you offer things to people, when you create content consistently, when you do things, that creates a desire. From that desire creates curiosity from that person. And that person will go, comment below. You know, you say comment below with a unicorn or comment below with, you know, with your goal for the week or whatever it is. Well, now you just created curiosity. You grew a desire. Someone grew a desire enough to be curious to now share their goal with you. They took action on it. And so when you're then offering something, you're actually in the offer state, like I'm offering you, you know, to be in a program or offering you a product or offering you a membership. You're creating desire. They're going to get curious. Like, I'm curious. What is that? I'm curious. How do I get involved in that? I'm curious. I really like what you're doing. I really like what you're sharing. This curiosity, you'll start to notice. And so when they create desire and they start to get curious, you get curious back with them. I'm curious, like if they're like, oh my God, I love what you're sharing. Like I'm really creating this desire. And you would be like, okay, I'm curious. What do you love about what I'm sharing? Hey, I really love that you're traveling. How do you do that? Well, you know, actually I've created this business or this process and you can actually have it too. I'm curious, would it feel good for me to send through to you how I assist other people in creating this life for them? So when they get the desire, you get curious, and you even offer, when you're creating the sales or creating the offering, you are even creating the offering in a curiosity, I'm curious, would this feel good to send through to you? I'm curious, you're creating this desire. Would you desire to go on this journey? Would you desire to have access to this? Would you desire to have focus? Would you desire to have health? Whatever that it is, you start getting that place, and then from that you getting curious with their desire, you can create an offer, and then that's up to them whether they take the offer or not. But you have an offer that's already from the things that we've created before, from the creating content consistently, and from showing up online and how you write things and how you talk about things. So, and the back end process though, let's say of this, you can just have, you know, on your general Facebook, on your Instagram or whatever, you can also create a web page. So you can go to ClickFunnels and you can create, you know, a web page on ClickFunnels. You can also do it on, oh gosh, what's the other one? not Upwork. Let me think about this. There's, if you just Google, free web designs or whatever, you can do like a website and you can like show everything that you're offering. Like this is a 1 month program, or this is a 6 month thing, or this is the store, like an Etsy store of all the paintings that I have. If you really like what I'm sharing, here what I'm curious, would it feel good to send you through the link so you can see all of my paintings, all of my products? Yeah, that would be awesome. Then you can follow up in a few days. Hey, I'm curious, how are you? Were you able to look through everything? Does that make sense, Esteban and Gabby? Gabby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I really love that wording as well. Yeah.
It's always curiosity instead of like straight selling.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, I love it.
we always say like the worst persuasion you can ever do is just like talking to someone. Like the best persuasion is when you're asking questions.
Mm. Yeah.
Because you're getting them to persuade themselves.
Magic.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is like you can always do an application too. So like, for my no name container, whatever, I don't just have anyone in there. Like there's people who have asked to join. I'm like, sorry, like I just don't feel you're fit to join in that, because that is like a really group of magical humans. I have two 30-minute calls a month that I do in there. That's all about like business, or I do like sound healing. And we all are like posting our stuff in there and helping each other out. Like that one, if I don't already know someone and they're like, oh, I'm maybe thinking about it. I'm like, okay, like step one, like why do you believe, like, what do you believe the world of magic to be? Like I even asked them that, and if they're like, oh, I've never even thought about that, then they're probably not going to be a fit for the group.
Mm.
So you can ask that, like, why are you committed? Why are you interested? Why should we pick you? On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed and willing are you to invest time, energy, and money into yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense for the sales process and enrollment?
Yeah.
All right. And then the last part I was going to cover, and then I was going to do an exercise again. The last part is payment. So the best ways for payment, you can always do Venmo, VENMO, which I always like for lower end products, because that way PayPal or Stripe isn't taking a percentage away. Stripe, STRIPE, that's best for membership areas. And then PayPal, you can always just get like a link and you can send it to people, and they can just type in the number and send it to you.
Awesome.
So what I wanted to do really quickly is I just wanted to have you both go through, and people that are watching the replay, you can do it as well if you want to like do a video, or they could do like a writing. I wanted you both just to go through like an ideal sales process. So imagine someone reached out to you, or I can reach out to you. I'll pretend that I'm a client reaching out to you, and I want to like practice how you would respond to enrolling me or letting me get your product or service. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Cool.
who wants to go first, Gabby or Esteban?
Gabby, you can go first.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Gabby. So we're gonna do it for your monthly membership that we created yesterday. So I'm coming to you and I'm going, hey, Gabby, I saw your post about emotional skill sets. I'm really curious. What is an emotional skill set?
So I'm curious about how you process your emotions at the moment, and what emotions you get stuck on.
Oh, one more thing I was going to say that I didn't say this before. Another big thing in sales, especially with emotional, we can always say, thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm curious, what are the emotions you're getting stuck on? I didn't say that one, but that's really important. Yeah, so I'd say like my biggest emotion that I get stuck in is I feel a lot of anger and I feel a lot of anxiety.
Okay, those can be really difficult emotions to deal with. What do you do with them? I'm curious, what do you do with them at the moment? Like, what do you find
I don't really
happens to you
have
at
like
the
a
moment,
process.
typically?
I don't really have a process. I just kind of feel them, and then I don't know what to do with them.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm really curious if you'd like to know how to process them in a way that's really constructive. I've developed some really practical processes that people are finding really helpful, particularly to deal with anger and all the other emotions that people find really difficult. Would you like to know more about that? I've got some information I can send through to you.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about that. I'd love to be able to process through these emotions better.
I'm super proud of you for reaching out. Like, it's so great that you've identified that this is something that you can do better. And I know that it can bring so much freedom into your life if you put some time and energy into this. So I'm really excited that you want to look at this information, and I'm going to send it out to you today, and let's catch up and see what you think.
Perfect. Awesome. And that was amazing, Gabby. And you could just say, it was so good. Like, you would just say, I would just say in there, like, maybe instead of the information, I don't know the information, you could say I have a monthly membership group where once a week or every month I have a theme of emotions, a theme of an emotion that I cover. And I release a 2 to 3 minute video once a week to really help you process these. I'm curious, would that sound like something that would resonate with you to be part of?
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
It's
that's
always just
awesome.
when they're creating the desire, you're stating with curiosity, and then but if there's no desire, remember, sometimes people will just reach out to you and be like, hey, what, there has to be some desire. If there's no desire, then you don't want to sell them. You want to do pure connection.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's just feeling into that difference of where they're coming from, and respecting that, reflecting that.
Yeah. And that's a practice. Like, there's going to be sometimes people reach out to you and you get super excited and you might sell them and they were not a desire, or you might try to enroll them and that was not their desire. And don't beat yourself up. It's all part of the process.
Yeah, cool.
And then Esteban, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so Esteban, I saw your post that you did and I saw all of these artwork that you have. I love them. Like, how do I get involved in this?
Oh, well, thanks for reaching out. I think you can, how do you want to be involved? Do you want to be making art, or do you want to be part of this art movement of saving the world through the save the ecology with art? Are you interested in doing some? Are you interested in being a member or buying some artwork?
I really love, I've never heard of, saving the world through art. That sounds like that's something really interesting. I just really loved your artwork when I looked at it. So I'd love to get some of your artwork, and I'd love to get information about how to be involved with saving the world through art.
Well, that's so great that you want to also save the world through art, because, I'm trying to find more people to, build a stronger world connection. I have I teach some classes that you can be part of, and I can definitely steer you in, give you some sort of guidelines on how to, get your ideas on paper and create your own artwork. And of course, I have all the work I have is available in some way, whether it's through reproduction or selling the original art.
Perfect. So I think what I want to do is I want to buy this piece of art right now, this one that I saw, and I'd just love to have some information about saving the world with art.
Okay, so this painting has a pretty unique story, and maybe you're interested about how I created the piece. And it costs this much, and you can send it to cash. And I think this has the potential to maybe it'll inspire you to make pieces that are similar, or that, this is like the seed to start creating more work like it. And you're also going to be helping me create more pieces like it. So, and hopefully inspiring more people to join.
Yes, I love it. I think it was really good. Like, you were super good. The only thing I'd say is sometimes if people were to come to you straight, I think it's good you said both, but some people might be like, oh, I have no idea what saving the world with art would mean or whatever. Like, when someone's like, I want this art, just be more direct of like, okay, I'm so happy to give you a piece of art. It's this much money. And I have this. Like, you want to be direct with that because I know you're excited about this piece, but if they're here and then you take them here, you might miss, this might dissolve.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, all right. How do both of you feel? You just did your first sales conversation.
Okay, so I guess I was, oh, sorry.
No.
Really good, and I'm looking forward to watching it back as well, and getting that, that distance on just to hear it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I took your comment or your questions, and I kind of got excited about all these different options. And you're right, it is important to be direct. So.
Well, it's just when someone's coming to you, I guess, and they're just coming with a pure, like, oh, whatever, you could say, or what do you do? I'm saving the world through art. That sounds awesome. If someone's like directly like, hey, I love your work. I want to like be involved or whatever. Or I want this to start, like, awesome. Here's how much it is. Here's the payment link. Boom. Then you can go to the next thing.
Okay.
So otherwise we'll confuse them.
Yeah.
Like, I have people come to me sometimes and be like, oh, you're launching this and this, and I'm like, okay, boom, this. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any questions at all?
Well, I think it's interesting how you work from, you make subtle distinctions like desire versus connection, and you got to be, you got to in tune with each person, or how you want to drive your product forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is just a human connection, and not.
It's always a human connection.
Mm-hmm.
I found it really helpful about what you're saying about the energy of when you're putting something out there and stuff, because I tend to, when I'm writing it, I'm really in the flow and I'm really in the energy, and I'm really, but then between that and posting, I kind of like, oh, but if no one likes it, no one responds, and it's that kind of energy comes in. So
what I come back to, or go ahead, finish your question.
It's something for me to be really aware of, and yeah, maybe a suggestion of what to do there would be really cool.
When that comes in, like when you post, like if you write something, you like get the killer post and you want to do it right then, I always say right before you post, like get into the energy of like your intention, like, oh, I'm so excited for people to read this. I'm so excited for people to receive. My intention is for the people who are like really looking for that thing right now to receive this with open arms. Like, get into that energy of talking to yourself like that, and get excited about posting it instead of like who's gonna like it, who's gonna share it, who's gonna whatever. Like, sometimes my posts that have had the least amount of likes have actually gotten me the most clients.
Wow.
So it really
cool.
It has nothing to do with like likes or views or whatever. Like, really, like sometimes like it's all about your intention. If you're doing everything to like this needs to be liked or it needs to whatever, like that's probably not in the truest place of service. And I'm guilty of it myself as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's intention that is under there, is wanting to really reach people, knowing that it's something very valuable and helpful, and yeah, but it's kind of getting lost in that.
Exactly. So just catch yourself there. So why am I feeling this? Like, where do I need to love myself more? Where do I need to know that what I do is amazing? I don't need external gratification. Like, this is just pure source, pure light, pure energy coming through me. I'm so grateful. I'm open for this. I'm so grateful I'm available for this. And yeah, I'm just here to share. I'm just here to be. I'm just here to express. And it takes the pressure off of needing everything else.
Yes. Yeah.
I was going to take a picture
Yeah,
of
I
it.
totally get that.
Yes. Um, but I was going to say, the other thing I wanted to tell you guys too, are any other questions? No. Gabby?
No, no.
Okay, the other thing I was going to tell you guys too, each of you that are in here, I know Samantha's already in it, but I wanted to invite you formally. If you are feeling called or you do want to be part of the No Name experience or container, where it's like I do 2 calls a month, basically that are 30 minutes. They're on different things. Like I said, I do. Sometimes it's just meditation. It's business. I've done politics. Like I bring leaders on. You are able to join. I'm moving it up to $111, but right now it's $88 a month. So you got all of you can still get in at that investment point. And if you want to always join for a month, I say, and then you can leave. If you don't like it, if you're not resonating with it, you can always leave at any time. There's no like contract. There's no like minimum amounts. And there's about 28 of us from all over the world that are in it, and we all like share each other's stuff, where we have people from like 5 different countries in there. So yeah, if you feel called, let me know and I can have you join it. I can send you the link to join it. But I'd be honored to have each of you in there because you all are so magical, and to be growing your impact in there as well.
Super cool.
So I can leave the link in the, Jared, do you guys want me to leave the link in the Facebook group?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see it. And then if you have any questions, let me know. But it's like, I called it No Name on purpose. That we meet at 2 different times every month. Like it's very like feminine flow, but masculine as well. Like I did it very like in both, because I just want it to be something that basically a home for the magical humans, like on this digital world, and where we all feel supported as we're launching things. Like one woman just did her first Facebook Live yesterday, and we posted in the group, and we're like celebrating her. We had Samantha just launched her first membership group, so we like celebrated her. So it's a really awesome group. So, but I'll post it in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say, my love?
That collective energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll post a link in there, and then if you have any questions, let me know. And you can always post your stuff in this group. There's going to be more people that I'm adding in it, like just small, if they're doing it, and they can watch the replays.
Okay.
So I love you each, and you can always reach out for questions, and then this will be posted in there as well.
Thank you so
Very
much
cool.
for sharing everything.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here and allowing me to be on your journey.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Big hug.